As you're all probably aware, me and the Chevron decided to do a top 15 each of our favourite WWE wrestlers. Mine, however, became a top 10 when I realised my video was going to be 7 hours, 46 minutes and 27 seconds long. But these lists are always subjective, and you never know, could always be changed in time too. We all have our own opinion, and if you don't agree with mine, you're wrong and that's the end of it. Before you watch the video, give it a little like and hit the subscribe button. I'm the Beast from Wrestling Addicts, and this is my top 10 favourite wrestlers of all time. Number 10, John Cena. What a great start to a video. Anyone who starts with John Cena in a list is usually stoned to death, but me, I live life in the fast lane, so come at me bros. Cena is, whether you want to admit it or not, one of the top 3 draws ever to grace the WWE. He's been on top of his game for 16 years now, and after a fantastic match against Kurt Angle, it put him on the radar. Please check that match out because it may change your mind about Cena. Money in the Bank 2011 is the match to check out also against CM Punk, getting a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer. But don't take his and my word for it, make your own deduction. His mic skills are almost unmatchable, and he's just generally a great guy. Now, for that fabled heel run. Number 9, S.A. Rios. Yeah, most of you probably don't even remember him, he was that unimportant. But this man was the sole reason I started watching wrestling. I remember my dad watching the product and me walking in at God knows how old, must have been about 6 or 7, and saw this long-haired guy flipping and bouncing everywhere in the ring and off the ropes. He looked awesome, and he must have been cool anyway because he had a girl with him, Lita. I went back and rewatched some of his matches, and to be fair, I'm still adamant he's a fantastic wrestler. People always remember Mysterio as the high flyer, but for me, it will always be Rios. Number 8, William Regal. Probably the most underrated talent on this list, and seriously, probably one of the best technical wrestlers of all time. My biggest memory of Regal is him being the douchey commissioner with Tajiri as his little side bitch. What attracted me to Regal was, like someone else on this list, was the fact that he was British. Obviously as a child, you don't appreciate that the guy who's always losing was doing it because he was damn good at it. You just get annoyed that your home countryman doesn't win much. A man with that much knowledge was the right man to lead the charge on the NXT talent, and Regal's been doing a fantastic job. There's plenty of matches showing his wrestling prowess, however, I'd like you, for a massive laugh, to check out the terrible match of Regal vs Goldberg. Triple H. At Survivor Series 2000, Triple H faced off against Stone Cold Steve Austin in a no disqualification match, which ended in a no contest. This was my first ever pay-per-view match that I watched. I recall walking into my dad's bedroom and it was on the TV and I just sat and watched. I don't remember if it was actually in 2000 or a videotape I walked in on 2001, but regardless, this match made me love wrestling even more. I remember hating Triple H's stupid mint card nose, and I still do to this day, but over the years, while my love of heels grew, my love for Triple H did too. Everything he touches is brilliant, most notably for me, Royal Rumble 2000, which was a street fight versus Mick Foley, and at No Way Out 2001, a 3 Stages of Hell match, which was against Stone Cold Steve Austin. He continues to thrive at 49 years old, and he still entertains me. But, you know, they all have their downsides. Katie Vick. Number 6, The Undertaker. If you didn't expect The Undertaker to be somewhere on this list, I suggest clicking back and subscribing to the My Little Pony channel. There's so much to say about why I love The Undertaker, but mainly it's just his gimmick. It's always been flawless, except that weird American badass stage which we will try to forget. He has always professionally maintained character wherever and whenever needed, but his WrestleMania matches were always what took the cake for me. What match was you most looking forward to at Mania? Because for me it was always the Taker match. Shawn Michaels, Triple H and CM Punk were the best by far in my opinion. How about you? Number 5, Kane. My personal favourite ever big man in the WWE, and it's slightly shocking to some considering I put him above The Undertaker. Watching the wrestling part-time in 1999, 2000 and 2001, I recall fire bursting out everywhere and this huge dude walked down to the ring with his freaky ass mask on. I did remember him beating the absolute piss out of everyone in sight at one point. This was the 2001 Royal Rumble. The man was an absolute beast everywhere he went. His tag team as the Brothers of Destruction with The Undertaker was unstoppable. His most memorable matches for me were Shane McMahon at Unforgiven 2003 in a last man standing match, the Royal Rumble 2001, goes without saying, and his WrestleMania match against The Undertaker, which wasn't an amazing display, but meant so much. Number 4, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Imagine being 7 or 8 years old, fully new to the wrestling industry, and this bad boy is storming down the ring, beating his boss up all the time, downing beers and flipping everyone off. He wasn't just the kids' favourite, he was everyone's favourite at that point. What was the greatest thing about Stone Cold? Was it his catchphrases? What? Hell yeah, that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so? Was it his wrestling ability, which even after his broken neck to Owen Hart in 1997, he was still good at? No. It was his feud with Vince McMahon. The charisma between these two is unmatched in my opinion. Hulk Hogan and Macho, Cena and Orton, these guys don't even come close. Stone Cold also had a fantastic rivalry with The Rock, who he faced at WrestleMania 3 times. If I was to advise to watch 3 Stone Cold matches, they would be versus Triple H at No Way Out in 2001, which was a previously mentioned 3 Stages of Hell match, versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17, and perhaps the most important to the Stone Cold character, Stone Cold versus Bret Hart at Mania 13, where the legendary double turn happened. Heel to face and face to heel. Number 3, The Miz. The Miz makes this list easily for me. He is my favourite part of the current programme we have and has continuously entertained me. He's had his ups and downs through that stupid hat he wore when tagging with John Morrison. What makes The Miz so special to me is that mouth. I will comfortably say that The Miz is one of the best talkers to ever set foot in the WWE and also one of the best heels to boot. His promo in 2016 shook the product and got everybody talking again. His run with the IC title giving it more credibility after years of being sidelined. His best match in my opinion was the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens and Antonio Cesaro. However, I will put my money on that his best match will be against Daniel Bryan at this week's SummerSlam. This has been recorded 4 days earlier for any of you smart asses out there. Number 2, Wade Barrett. I don't even care what you think of me, I'm British, I support British people, and I mean come on, this guy was actually good, just seriously underused, at a mean £246 and standing at 6'5", an uncannily good looking guy. He could wrestle, he had the look, he could talk, and he was just a dastardly heel, but for some reason it never worked out for him. He debuted on the 7th of June 2010 and boy oh boy did he make an impression. Barrett, as the NXT winner, led the rookie team which consisted of Heath Slater, Daniel Bryan, David Otunga, Justin Gabriel, Skip Sheffield, who was later Ryback, Darren Young and Michael Tarver. They absolutely ransacked the arena, beating the living piss out of John Cena, CM Punk, Luke Gallows, Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole, Justin Roberts, Mark Eaton and various others such as cameramen. They also destroyed the ring and ransacked the whole place before calmly walking away, not saying a word to anybody. Hearing him talk the next week, I just instantly fell in love with everything about him. It was criminal that he didn't win the WWE Championship, but he did win 5 IC titles. Things to check out for Wade Barrett. Everything to do with Bad News Barrett. SummerSlam 2010, 7v7, although the ending was criminal. And Sheamus vs Barrett on Raw 2014, same with Barrett vs Ziggler. Honourable mentions. The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Edge, The Dudleys, Mankind. And number 1, Chris Jericho. Obviously, do you even know me if you didn't see that coming? Jericho has stated it himself, he is the greatest of all time, and I fully believe it. August the 9th, 1999, Chris Jericho debuted. I see that countdown pop up on the screen. Out comes Jericho with his long hair that I wasn't allowed to have as a kid for some reason. What drew me into him instantly was the fact that he was bad-mouthing The Rock of all people and doing a damn pretty good job of it. Jericho's had nearly 20 years with WWE and has been brilliant the whole time. Most notably for me, his feud with Shawn Michaels. So much intensity and we saw a different side of Jericho as he reinvented himself to new heights. Also, the recent Festival of Friendship had me absolutely howling. Still to this day he entertains me and he's a genuine full package. He's won near enough every title in the company. He's one of the most prestigious IC title holders ever. His notable matches are Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 19, a triple threat 2 out of 3 falls match against Benoit and Angle for the IC title and the European title, incidentally being my favourite match ever. Also Jericho vs Punk at Mania. If you disagree that Jericho is one of the best ever, well, you just made the list! How enraged are you that your favourites didn't get featured? Cry about it in the comment section. I've been the Beast, thanks for listening.